Hey, Unpaid Lunch listeners, you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and ad-free as a Prime member on Amazon Music. Find us on social medias and YouTube at Unpaid Lunch. On your break today, everybody's in studio to help us flash back to previous episodes. We go over everything from bad bosses all the way up to the best bathrooms we've had and our favorite worst coworkers now. All right, time to clock out for lunch. Welcome into Unpaid Lunch, and thanks for spending your break with us. I'm Heavy D. With me, as always, is Rhino. Got the crew in studio today. Wes fucking bailed, but we got Key and Monroe are both here. Monroe's half asleep from he done 24 hours of gaming.
Man, Monroe's always half asleep.
He's fucking night shifter, right?
He is always half asleep.
Which is night shifter, and we had the whole episode where you were talking about night shifting, which is funny because we're going to go back and talk about all that shit tonight. Right, so the episode tonight is about just flashing back and checking back in with some episodes we done long time ago. It was in this galaxy, not far away.
Well, my problem is right now, you've got one of these wrestling figures over there on your computer desk. The one in the red and white looks like a cupcake box.
Ooh, I'd like to have some cupcakes. What kind would you like to have now? Go.
Pink almond.
Pink almond?
Pink almond is the
God,
shit.
you're such a pussy.
You never tried it.
I'd love to have one.
Pink almond's fantastic.
I was thinking something like something I've seen on like a cooking show, like a strawberry banana with like real chunks of like fruit.
When it comes to cupcakes, it's either pink almond or red velvet.
Can I give a unpopular opinion? Mm-hmm. Cupcakes kind of suck.
That's fair.
Like I
would rather not have cake. Like, give me a cheesecake instead.
Oh, yeah. Give me a fucking God, I fucking love you.
High
fucking
five.
Cheesecake. Yeah. That's what I like. My birthday, I asked for pecan pie. That's what you want. I'd love to have a pecan pie. I want the whole fucking thing. I need a whole pecan pie and die. There's so much more sugar to pecan pie than there is a cake.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I also just like saying pecan pie.
Pecan.
Not pecan.
Pecan.
That's a can of peas. So, first episode we ever did, we sucked. I listened to it today.
That motherfucker still got the most downloads of all of them.
That was all bullshit downloads. That was like fucking every
hype train.
Every family member we ever had. Maybe that was our best episode. Maybe we go all the way back, get rid of all the equipment, fucking get rid of everything.
Just talk about poop.
Just talk about poop. That's what really people want. People want the poop. Dirty Jobs seems like.
I don't think anybody gave a shit about the bad boss as part of that episode. It was purely the bathroom talk.
Well, we're gonna update everybody on. We're gonna go through some episodes, some previous episodes. If you haven't listened to them, go back through. They should be on everything. If they're not, please let us know that because we're not aware that they're not on everything. As far as I'm concerned, everything works perfect and there's no problems at all.
Listen, they're on everything.
Yeah, they're on everything. So
I go and check.
Go back and listen to our first episode. There's growth. We're proud of our growth. We were just talking about how we don't.
All that rattling is ice with some alcohol in it, so I apologize.
There's not any alcohol in it.
I'm not really apologizing a whole lot because this shit's good. So if you hear the ice, just deal with it.
Is it empty?
Oh, it's empty now.
Oh, it's not going to be empty for long. Keisha's producer slash bartender.
Slash enabler.
She do be enabling, though. The first episode was bad bosses and best bathrooms, right?
And bad microphones and audio.
I feel like what's funny is it's the same microphones. We just didn't know how to use them.
We did not know how to speak in anything.
We learned each other too, though, right? Like how many? 40 weeks in. Me. I really, honestly, am gonna get up because like I can't fucking stand it. I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna look directly at Monroe.
It sounds like an old, like creaky door and like an old mansion just opening up. It sounds like one of the doors from Resident Evil. Just
it sounds like Resident Evil loading screen.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
I like Resident Evil loading screen. It's
good shit.
That was my childhood, watching my brother play Resident Evil.
Well, it's like I showed you that video the other day for the other project that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Like, it starts with the door. Like
Yeah, I
that's the
love
only thing
it.
that's stuck in my head is like Resident Evil doorways. I'm just like, I gotta start on the door.
Use herbs to get better is what I learned from Resident Evil.
Yep. Listen, I love their social media posts every April 20th. They're fantastic.
Oh yeah, the fucking herb ones.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to use the green herb?
Yes.
Yes.
So we've decided that you guys just want to hear about shit, but we don't have any updates on Shit Dick Demon.
Well, you got to be careful now. So when you say that, you got to remember, like, it was either last week or week before.
I have to shout out Charlie, by the way.
We basically called Charlie Shit Dick Demon. So when you say there's no updates on Shit Dick Demon, there's no updates on Charlie now.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying out loud.
I'm worried about that whole grouping because when we make the merch, which we've been saying is on the way for 35 weeks, when we make the merch with the Shit Dick Demon on it, the problem is our graphics designer is Charlie. So I'm like, Charlie, and he's the person who specifically requests we don't talk about shit, and we just do anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of steered away from that in the last little bit.
Yeah, but that's not any fun. We're going to talk about shit a lot more.
I think we need to. It's guaranteed to quadruple your downloads, your traffic, and your volume.
Yeah, I think we'd have to get somebody else to do the Shit Dick Demon, but I would like to get Shit Dick Demon shirts, and I think
I feel like we just need to host and literally like host it through Unpaid Lunch, a mini trucker show, and just see if someone shows up and just duplicates the effort.
Well, first throwback then is going to be to Elevated Chicken, because that's our recap on that is
Oh God.
As a podcast with our audio, with our production, I feel like with our conversating, we have improved. Our banter, we have improved, right?
I agree 100%.
From episode 1 and from our bonus episode. From now, one of our Patreon subscribers and one of our fans, and who I became a big fan of, the owner of the Cluck Truck, Micah. Right, so that episode maybe was in bad taste for content.
We were hungry for content. You were hungry for content. I was hungry for chicken.
Yeah.
So
We were just hungry.
It was a bad mixture that weekend.
We were just hungry. But the update on that is we're all friends now.
Yeah.
Everything's super cool. We're going to ask him if he wants us to delete the episode, which wouldn't be a problem.
I don't think we should delete it. And Micah, just straight call out to you here, my friend. There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, that's true. He does a podcast episode about him.
Yeah. And the thing is like, even after everything, and like kind of harkening back to that episode, I know at that time he was still kind of getting out and really working on the truck and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of his catering days. Like I went to a wedding that was catered by him and my boy Christian and Rebecca. They were all catering there. My boy Banks' wedding. And I'm telling you, that was some of the best food I've ever had in my fucking life. So it was never a cut on the food.
Yeah, right. It was it was the situation, right? It could have been fucking anybody. Yeah. And also, you had a really bad day.
It was a really bad week.
It was really bad shit.
Really bad week. That was when I was at the height of hating umpires during baseball season. I was just a very vindictive.
That was, I think, if you listen to that like 8 weeks of episodes, there was like hate, right? Like I was hating on shit. You were hating on shit. Like there was hate. Right? Those 8 weeks.
I was incredibly
Monroe's
angry.
shaking his head, yeah, because he fucking knows. He was like, yeah, y'all fucking hated everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the episodes were about hate, and like I feel like our guests too like suffered because of it.
I watched another piece of your work that you done tonight. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna recant some of this here. So I don't know if he listens, but Sam, if you listen, I don't hate you now as bad as I did like probably 6 months ago. Yeah, like the bad umpire episodes, like you recorded with Sam. Those are all Sam. When I was going off, it was Sam. It's like so.
But you like him on the mic.
I like him on the mic. I like listening to him. I like some of his sports takes and things like that. I still don't think he should touch youth umpiring. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there, dude. Until you learn those rules,
especially baseball,
stay the fuck away from my baseball field. But I do like the kid now. He's grown on me.
Yeah, man, he has a good segment on that coach's show where he'll ask like all the guest players. He'll ask them what their favorite kicks are, like what their favorite shoes are.
I like it.
Yeah, and just like I think it was pretty unique, and they didn't. They all said LeBrons, which is weird.
Really?
Talking about them being heavy.
Well, see, I mean, I am a big fan of the Lucas. Like
He mentioned those too. He was like, "What about the Lucas?"
Oh, those things are fucking sick. See, like I come from a different area of like shoe. As well, we talk about all the time about our kids having the Urban Dictionary shit. Like, was it shoe drip? Is that how we say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we get a record scratch, Keys? So we get a record scratch so we can pull. So I want to get a record scratch because this is like totally off topic. But man, you know, I was mentioning to my sister last night, I was at App State. I was down there for a play, even though I wish I was there for App State and Marshall game. But I was there for a play, which was awesome. It was my sister's last play, and she's an actress and shit, and everything was great, right? But anyway, Jordans, right? Tennis shoes. Jordans had this appeal forever because like nobody wore them, right? Nobody wore them.
Nobody could afford them.
The only people that wore them brought them out only in the sunshine. You know what I mean? Like we're in a plastic bag until they stepped on the concrete, only walked on concrete with them, right? All that shit. Man, but now like everybody's wearing Jordans. Like everywhere. Like everybody's got a pair of Jordans. Like Key, don't Jordan have a pair of Jordans? Keisha's daughter has a pair of Jordans. Right. And it's like, so it's not cool anymore. Like I know that sounds dumb and like who the fuck do I know what's cool? I'm 37.
Well, I mean,
and never been cool.
Think about like all the friends that we have grown up too that were like shoe connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Like Dane.
Well,
Dane was a big shoe guy.
Yeah, shout out Dane. I don't think he listens, and if he does, he definitely doesn't speak English.
Well,
so.
like Poke, I know Poke listens. Justin Potter, I know he listens to the show. Like man's always been big in the shoes, like big in the shoes.
And I would love to be big into shoes, and I keep up with it. Like I had like the app and shit, and like I keep up with shoes. But my problem is I have plantar fasciitis, and I have to really wear Hokas, or I can't walk.
I would never wear anything ever again other than Hokas.
Yeah, I can't wear anything but Hokas.
No, I can't.
If they made Hoka in Jordan, I'd wear that. And I like to look at tennis shoes.
Miraculously like drop a small human off my body and like mass, then I might go back to some other type of shoe.
I'd have to lose 350 pounds to be able to wear normal shoes.
Well, speaking of that, we're going on a freaking diet tomorrow. Like, and I'm like, I'm excited about it.
So what's worse, a breakup or the marriage diet?
Well, my thing is right now, it's not even such a marriage diet. Like we are going to do it together, within the marriage. But my thing is, I'm diabetic as fuck.
Yeah, what is your
my back hurts, my hips hurt, my feet hurt, everything's swelling. Like I'm just done with it. I know in my mind, my heart of hearts, in my mind, that if I'll drop even probably 70 pounds, 60 pounds, I'm not even talking like 100. If I drop like 60 pounds, I'd probably feel like a different human being. Health, like feeling everything. Like I know, I mean.
You would if you lost 20.
Yeah, well, I got a friend right now, like she's really big. Like we talk all the time about Ozempic and shit like that, like all those weight loss medications that really were built for type 2 diabetics, but Ozempic got basically written by doctors into a fad diet and became a problem. Like diabetics couldn't fucking get the shit. But there's one now that's, to my understanding, is purely...
So when you're both, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean,
you can get Ozempic.
I mean, it helps 100%. But there's one now that's called Mounjaro, and apparently Mounjaro is specifically just for diabetics. Kilimanjaro? Yeah. Not Kilimanjaro. Better not be Kilimanjaro because I don't want it to kill a man. I need that.
So
I need to take the medication.
We are so far off topic, but it's...
Oh, yeah.
So I've only been drinking water, right? But it's not necessarily to lose weight because there's two types of fat people, right? There's fat people who have been fat their whole life and fat people who are newly fat and don't know what to do about it. Okay? Me, I'm comfortable being fat. Right? I know how to live my life being fat because I have been fat my whole life. And so I know how to exist being fat. But people who are newly fat are like, what the fuck is happening? Why don't my clothes fit? And I was like, yo, you got to shop at Big and Tall. But I have recently realized Fanatics is the place to shop, by the way, if you're fat. Fanatics is awesome.
You can get tall.
I have Dodgers shirts. I'm not even a Dodgers fan.
I'm massively, like, my torso is gigantic. I have no legs, but
you have tiny legs. Me too.
But I have to literally, like, I'm 2x normal is a belly shirt on me, but it fits perfectly in the shoulders.
Yeah.
3X is just a baggy bed sheet.
Yeah.
But it fits. So, like, if I can find the 2XL large or tall, I mean, 2XL tall. Perfect. Perfect fit. But you can't find that shit anywhere unless you order it online.
I'm with you. And I apologize to the people who are still following the story that this was about.
I mean,
shitty demon.
Listen, we can tie it back in. I'm fat and I'm having shitty bowel movements.
Terrible bowel movements. Might not make it to the bathroom. The older I get,
not enough fiber.
The older I get, the least chance I think I'll make it to the bathroom. Right.
Oh, speaking of diabetes. Listen, take you some metformin. Every bathroom becomes your favorite bathroom as long as you can get to one on time.
Okay, so do you have an update on best bathrooms? Do you have a new one? Are you still using the same bathroom you've been using?
So I actually have a dilemma with the best bathrooms. Last time when we recorded this, we were still kind of coming out of quarantine, I guess, situations. I mean, we weren't in quarantine, but a lot of people were still working at home from the call center. We're back up to like 700-800 people, and we got like 3 training classes a week. There are no bathrooms.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's
Everybody's
a freaking
fucking
nightmare. Like, you got to go 3 different bathrooms before you find an empty shitter, which is terrifying. Plus, Jeannie, I miss you. I don't know what's happened. I ain't seen you in forever, so I don't know if something's changed. But this cleaning group that we have up there, they are phenomenal, do an amazing job. Like, the bathrooms are always
just her and her
pristine.
kids.
No, it's none of them are there anymore.
Oh, really?
So I don't know what's happened. Like,
well, they were independent contractors, so they may have took a better job.
I'm thinking they moved on, but I've never asked that question. But this new group, they literally adhere to a strict schedule where they clean the bathroom every hour and a half to like 2 hours. It's hot until you walk up there, and inevitably, I swear to God, me and Lucretia have a running joke on it. Every single day I go to the bathroom, they're cleaning it. One of them.
Oh, and you can't get in there.
You can't get in there. So then you go to the other one, and naturally, since they're cleaning the one, the 2 stalls are full in the other one.
What about my favorite bathroom?
I told you I don't know the front one.
Why not?
I don't know the front one.
That's right. You just fucking afraid.
I'm afraid that door ain't going to latch.
Yeah. Well, that's a legitimate fear, though. I guess that's.
Plus, like we said before, too, the Coke on the front toilet. You know, it's a problem.
That's what I was going to say. You worried you're going to come in on somebody doing Coke?
Yeah, probably. Well, that's another thing about that, though. Like, the front bathroom, like, I'll use it to piss. And I went up there a couple times, and I swear to God, you walk up to the door, and I've waited upwards of 8 minutes at one point, and the sink was running the entire time.
Oh, wow.
So either someone's, like, flat out, like, taking a first week of marriage poop, where, like, you turn the shower and everything on because, God forbid, you don't want the honeymoon to end and you don't want to hear your new spouse here taking a shit.
The one
I
thing...
know you've seen it on sitcoms. It's a thing.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
So either that's happening and they're scared that someone's going to hear them grunting outside, or someone's taking a full-on fucking bath and I don't know why.
Well, I told you my one nightmare from that bathroom is that dude just butt-ass naked in there pissing. Is my one... Yeah. Just... Like, I think the decision you have to make to be the type of person that drops your pants to your ankles to piss, like, is life-changing. Like, you are a certain type of person.
You're so liberated. But I'd like to try it
so
once
this
as a
guy,
case study.
I can't possibly say, like, I wouldn't fucking do that to somebody, right? But I would. That's not true. I'm a terrible person.
You're
horrible. Yeah, fuck you. Your children hate you. They're
Dusty fire starter flaming.
Especially there. Like, I just want to stir up shit there. But literally, this guy, it was not because he was liberated. It's just because he wasn't smart enough to know any different, I don't think. And he probably has been doing that since he was a little kid or something.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. There's shit going on. Like, maybe you got something in your left hand and you have to, and then you can't hold your pants. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. You know what I mean? I wear ball shorts all the time, so mine's just a flop and go, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So what's what you do in ball shorts? There's no zip. I don't have to worry about anything. But that was my nightmare there. Are you ready for me to describe what I like most about the bathroom I use at work?
Let's hear it.
All right. So when you walk in, and I'll tell you why it's the superior stall. When you walk in, there are directly in front of you, there are 3 mirrors, 3 sinks, 3 paper towel dispensers, and 3 garbage cans, right? So right in front of you. To the left of those is 2 urinals with a separator in between them. Right directly behind those urinals is 3 stalls. The one against the wall is the largest of the 3. Right, the one in the middle
it's
is
naturally the handicap stall.
It's naturally the handicap stall, right?
Got you.
But also the bonus to the third one, not just being the handicap stall, but you cannot see into that stall. The fucking gaps on these stalls are like 1.5 inches thick, like 1.5 inches between the door and the frame. So you can see someone just fucking sitting on the toilet taking a shit in the mirror, because the way the bathroom is designed, I am so sorry about this chair.
I was about to say, is that what
I'm
the stall
so
doors
sorry
sound
about
like?
the chair. Yes. I'm so sorry about the chair. But you can, when you walk into the bathroom, you can see who's ever in the first 2 stalls. And the doors have good hinges so they don't close all the way when nobody's in them. So you can tell automatically if somebody's in them. Because the doors will be closed. But you can also just see through the cracks in the mirrors. You can see people shitting. And they are looking because they know. If you shit there, you know.
You make uncomfortable eye contact.
They are looking in the mirror through the crack. You could just fucking just sitting there on the toilet and looking through the crack into the mirror, looking you straight in the fucking eyes. Right? But you can't see people in the third stall, which is very important.
So that's where everybody tries to go.
So everybody goes to the third stall. So I'm going to say something now that I probably, So I know when people are going to the bathroom, right? I sit in the way back corner because I'm in IT, so we're over in the corner.
You see everything.
So I see everything, and I purposely will just watch people go to the bathroom, and I know what times I can go and when I can go that nobody's going to be in that third stall. And I know what people in the call center use the first and second stall and not the third one.
Because you've seen them.
I would like to interview those people and know why they use the first and second stall. Because some people might like to see their pubes.
Voyeurism?
Yeah, I think it might be a voyeurism thing that they're like, hey, they're just sitting on the toilet when people walk in. They're like, look at my fucking pubic hair.
Could be.
It could be. I mean, if I had like a good stream, like I don't because I'm fat and it would disappear. But if I had like a solid, like, what do they call that line of pubic hair from like the belly button down to the base of your dick? What is that called, Key? What's that called? You should know. What's that called, Key?
Happy trail.
Yeah, happy trail. That's it. Yeah, I don't have those. It would have to be a huge trail. Right. It'd have to be a trail that goes over a mountain in a cave and back out. Should have never gave her control of that. I don't know.
Over the river and through the woods.
Why we fucking gave her control of that. Whatever gave us the conscious decision to let her have the noises at her fingertips. But that's the most I can possibly describe my.
Well, I mean, what you just explained is kind of what we talked about, all the way back in that first episode is if you've got 3 urinals, don't be the guy that goes to the middle one first. Like, why?
Who does that?
Why? Pick a side and go to the side.
So I don't know if
the middle.
Urinals, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we touched this, but do you prefer? I'm going to go around the room. Not Keisha. Monroe. Do you prefer urinals that go from like halfway up the wall to the bottom, like full wall urinals, or just small urinals?
Give me the full wall.
Do you like them to have a separator or no separator?
Separator.
Oh, what do you think? And there's some specific ones I have in mind.
Mounted on the wall.
Yeah.
All the way down to the
mounted.
ground with the divider.
Yeah. See, I don't like a divider, right? I think the point of the urinal is just the free. I think it should just be a trough anyway.
See, I've seen the ones that are a trough.
That are ball games, like stadiums are troughs.
Stadiums are the giant
and everybody's
trough.
just got their dick out in the same spot as everybody else, and there's just a river of piss running past your dick.
Yep.
Right, and that's the way God intended it. Is that not the way God intended it to be? Right. What's it for if not for flopping out?
Bunch of men pissing in a bucket at the same time.
But at the movie theater,
yeah,
Norton movie theater,
the ones that go down the ground.
Tell me they didn't used to have a separator.
I don't think do they not now?
They do. I didn't think they always did though.
I'm wanting to say that they always did. So here's why I don't like the ones that go all the way down.
You piss on your shoes.
You piss all over your shoes.
All
the
over
splash
them.
damage, man. The splash damage is fucking.
And if you're wearing Jordans, it gets them fucked.
Yep, your Jordans are fucked.
That was our comeback. That was the end of the joke. We're gonna end the show.
If you've ate asparagus, now you got stanky
Hey,
fucking Jordan.
no joke. I went behind a guy yesterday. I was at the play at App State, and I went behind a dude that just pissed in the urinal. And dude, I almost said something to him, which seems like the most grown up thing to do ever. That I was like, "Yo, dude, you gotta drink more water." I was like, because I walked up to the urinal and it stunk. Like the urinal stunk so bad. I was like, "You gotta drink more water, yo, or eat less asparagus or drink more water, and do one of the two things."
Asparagus piss is it's different.
What is
breed.
asparagus, Key? It's for your car. It's asparagus.
Oh my god!
Oh, fucking, you were supposed to do the drum thing, like the thing. I don't think doing it now counted.
On the flip side of that original episode, I don't think I have any updates on bad bosses. They tried to take me away from my boss, and we staged a small mutiny / coup.
That you all burn the fucking place down if they take you all apart.
Oh, well, they tried to take me and Rose away from Lucretia, and we were like, Rose said, "I'm putting in my notice," and I said, "I'm going full blown remote."
Yeah, I don't know if I can get none of it.
I'm like, if you're going to give me to a full blown remote leader, I'm going to be a full blown remote coach.
And
10 minutes later, we were told we were staying with Lucretia.
yeah, you know what's funny is like we've not had like a solid episode about like sticking it to them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like putting their foot in the fire. Like, man, I'm saying like a lot this episode. I gotta come off that a little bit.
That's a crutch word.
Yeah, it is. But I've been doing better, right? That's growth in the podcast.
You would be filling your call observation right now.
Hadn't I been doing better?
You have.
I'm about saying like.
Yeah. You've got a
rough.
altered mind state, though. So
Yeah, that's not my fault. It's Keisha's. I don't think that fit.
No.
You're gonna fucking lose
You're in
control.
timeout.
You're gonna lose. You're in timeout. You can't hit any more
10-minute penalty
buttons.
box.
Can't hit any more buttons.
Penalty box. We're on the power play now.
Yeah, it's 3 on. It's 3 on key. We're gonna cut this whole thing. So I think you're the only one that could have the advantage. Like, if I'm at work and I'm holding out, I don't think I'm gonna. Hey, I'm not gonna work unless you do this for me. There's gonna replace me, right? But you matter, right? You matter. Like the things you do, and you obviously do, and that's that's awesome that you do that shit. That you matter, and that you could. If you were more of an asshole, it would matter less, probably.
I was.
But if you were more of an asshole, you would make more money.
I was an asshole really bad about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
It was probably the worst feedback I've ever been given as a leader, as a direct manager in probably 9 years.
You got bad feedback towards you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So what we ended up having happen, I'm going to kind of work through this story very quickly, but
We're in no hurry. We get nowhere to be.
we are, I just don't want to talk about it because I'm going to get fucking mad.
I feel that.
So we moved under a new corporate branding pretty much. So naturally when that happens, they want to straight, make sure everyone's on the same coaching methodologies, same paperwork, HR schematics, the whole nine. So the thing is that we have this coaching model that is really built off of coaching behaviors that are derived from a key metric,
Okay.
like a KPI. My department doesn't have metrics.
This is the manager talk. That's awesome.
So
Right. You all don't have.
my department doesn't have
Because you're just fixing other people's shit, basically.
We're just fixing everybody else's fuck ups.
Yeah.
So they put us through this 3-week training, 4 hours a day for 3 weeks, to learn how to do this coaching methodology that does not apply to my work stream.
Mm-hmm.
So we get through the whole entire thing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you got to do a fire test at the end of this, where you have to pull an agent and coach them off of this methodology in front of a panel, and you have to pass it." I was
Which is
okay.
like not even pushing the methodology that much anyway, because like you said, it don't apply to you.
It doesn't apply to me. So you know what I had to do and what I was told to do? I had to pull an agent, tell them that I've been provided fake numbers, fake metrics.
Just give me initials of the agent you pulled.
JA, you don't know him.
Okay.
Addington, I don't even think Addington listens. He wouldn't care.
You got fucked. He was like, I just said it anyway.
Addington wouldn't care. So I have to pull Addington and say, hey, here's what your fake numbers are that I'm going to be coaching you to, because I don't want to pull you into a meeting in front of a panel of people and coach you and put it in on paper, pen to paper, feedback for you on what you're doing wrong when it does not actually impact your work at all whatsoever. So I had to pull him, give him the fake numbers, give him a fake backstory for why he wasn't hitting the numbers. And then we had to go in and put in a dog and pony show in front of like 3 or 4 people and basically fake all of it. And they knew we were faking it. So I'm like, at this point, how in the fuck is this benefiting anybody? This is a waste of time.
Well, especially not your employee. Yeah,
it's not benefiting anybody because I'm exempt from this type of coaching methodology because we don't have metrics. So we pull him, go through the whole entire thing, and then at the end of it, they're like, all right, some of the feedback we have is you really kind of controlled too much of the conversation. You didn't let them talk. I'm like, how much can someone fucking talk about fake numbers that they don't even know about? Like, how am I supposed to steer this conversation to where they talk more than me over something that I had to prep them on 30 minutes before he came into this damn thing?
And like, they're not expecting it. You're not expecting it. It doesn't make any sense for the department. The whole thing's...
So we go through the whole entire spiel, and they're like, do you have any feedback for this fire test? Yeah. Oh, yep, I do. And the word vomit happened for about the next 15 minutes. And at one point, the guy said, are you done?
It's like the interview with the Bobs.
Yeah, they were like, are you done? I'm like, yeah, I guess. And then apparently, like, they pulled my manager the next day, and they're like, we have concerns.
Oh, because you spoke out?
Yeah, I was a turd.
Yeah, get fucked, though.
I was very abrasive.
That sucks.
And the thing is, I felt like all my feedback was valid. Yeah, I got to do it. Yeah, it's level setting for the entire company. Yeah, whatever. They said, well, here's the thing, though. You know, your line of business is exempt. But if something ever happened to your line of business, you know, you would have to go back to one of these frontline inbound queues. And at this point, this methodology would apply. I'm like, also, so that would be at a bare minimum, probably 8 to 9 months from now. I would have forgotten about all of this.
Yeah.
But furthermore, I'm going to be fully transparent with you. Can I be transparent? They said, yeah. I said, if my line of business goes away, I will no longer be employed by this company. I will leave.
Yeah.
And it was crickets. They said, for real? I said, for real. My line of business leaves. I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. Well, you still got to do it. I was like, all right.
Okay.
I mean, whatever. So I failed it. And they
Let's not say it's the problem with the whole company anyway.
And they're like, we have concerns that, you know, you said he's the only leader in this department. He's client facing. Are you afraid that he has these types of outbursts with the client? I feel like his type of personality and the way he handled that feedback and how everything went, he could be verbally abusive to his agents.
What the fuck?
I'm telling you, dude, I went off. Like, it shook my confidence so bad just going through this whole entire process. I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore.
You know what's terrible is like that is the complete opposite of you, which is funny. Not you reacting to them that way, which also I want to point out that I'm proud of. Right?
I mean,
and I think that's growth in like you're recognizing your worth in the job. You know what I mean? Like, is you're just like, I need to be able to say these things to you because
I'm
here's
white knuckled talking about it.
Don't you know something about the company that nobody else has told them that? You know what I mean? Don't you know that about like again, I hate to go back to that movie, but like the Bobs, like nobody has heard that, right? And they're like, oh shit, really? That's how people feel?
They were like,
yeah.
Well, we understand that this is not, you know, one size fits all, and it definitely doesn't approach to you, but we can't build this just catered to your, you know, campaign and your line of business.
You should be exempt from it, though. Your whole department should be exempt from the training.
I'm exempt from having to use the methodology.
Yeah, it should be exempt from the training.
Blew my mind, man. I was like, this is literally.
Did you get, so when it crashed down to like when it got to the top, did you get crashed down about it?
Oh, no.
Right.
No, not really.
Well, you would, especially wasn't from Lucretia because she knows the fucking
not
drill.
even, not even above that.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, it is what it is.
That makes sense.
I gotta go do it again, like sometime either this week or next week. I gotta go do it a second time. And here's the funny part: they're like, you could have brought Lucretia as your agent if y'all were going to build everything out. Me and Lucretia both look at each other like, that's good to fucking know now.
Yeah,
like we would already cooked this shit up.
That'd have been easy.
It, you know,
we will
5
play
ways from Sunday.
I'll be whoever you want me to be.
God, but that ran all over me. I was like, there is no point. Like, literally, you made me pull an agent for 30 minutes to train them on fake bullshit. then put them into this interaction for 30 minutes about fake bullshit. And then I had to spend another 30 minutes afterwards talking to them about how we didn't succeed with fake bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's an hour and a half of productivity that you just cost my line of business.
In case you're forgetting what we're talking about, we got started on the first ever episode that we were flashing back to. It's the Wayne's World.
What kind of works
insert.
on the bad bosses part of it now?
Yeah.
Because apparently
That's where we were.
People.
You have
I've
the
used my people. I'm a bad boss.
you have the segue without even knowing it's there. You're a pro podcaster. I had a boss that if I didn't get switched to, like, I recently started IT, and I love it. Love the job. My boss is fucking awesome. She's been in the company like 40 years, and she's crazy good. She's awesome. But anyway, my previous boss was really great too, right? My previous boss was awesome, but her management style was not going to work for me, and I was not going to make it. I was not going to make it. I just wasn't. That was just the way it was. And she don't really get lumped into bad bosses because she's a really good boss, and I'd like to, and think in different circumstances, maybe different mental mindset that I could have her as a boss.
It's probably you more than it was the boss, though.
But we had 2 meetings a week.
Yeah, you don't do meetings.
I don't do meetings, bro.
You don't do meetings.
Let me do my work, right? Send me an email that's
you
like...
are the poster child. Like, if you look up the euphemism online, this could have been an email. It has your picture.
Well, it's because, like, if you just tell me I need to do something better, I will do that singular thing better. Mm-hmm. Everything else is going to stay the same, which is fine because I will do that singular thing better. It's like, here, you need to do this now. Well, I'll just start doing that, right? But like, I don't want to talk about it for 45 minutes, right? And it's like, well, at least you're off the phone. No, you don't understand how easy I think this job is. I would rather be on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I would rather just be doing my mind-numbing. And you've talked about that before for me, is that, like, this IT job is way better for me because I'm on autopilot in the last department I was in. And, like, I was on autopilot at where you're at now. Like, I was on autopilot. And once I learned how to do something really good and it's not, like, interesting to me, I'm kind of over it.
Oh, you gone.
I'm over it. And that, but podcasting keeps me going because, like, we get to do different shit every week. Right. So, like, I'm not talking about the same thing all the time.
Well, the thing is, too, is like we talked about quiet quitting. You would fall into inadvertent quiet quitting at that point.
Yeah.
You would be emotionally, mentally checked out without even intending to be.
And it's like my laziness plays into it a little bit.
I think that's why some of the times I never actually brought you over to my departments because it's like, I don't know if I can coach this out of him.
Yeah.
I don't think I can deal with this.
What you underestimated about me, though, is my major issue with disappointing people, right? So I would have probably been your best employee because I don't want to inconvenience anybody, especially my friends. If I don't know you, I don't care to inconvenience you. But if you're my friend, I'm like, fuck. Well, I'm going to have to work my ass off for Ryan, and I don't want to. I would have just quit probably.
That's so dangerous, though.
Yeah.
We kind of came back to that exploitative leader that I had, knew that he had that in me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's something, right? Because
sometimes when you will know as a manager when you have those employees, and you got to be very respectful of that.
Yeah.
Very respectful of that. Because that is a very powerful mechanism. And that, like, my people that I have that are like, I know don't want to inconvenience me. Sometimes what they don't know is I will be purposely a little bit distant with them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be that way.
Yeah, because you got to come out of it.
I don't want to be like trend on the line of exploitative and be like, well, I know they don't want to disappoint, so, I could weaponize this. I don't want to be that guy. I will never be that guy because I had it done to me, and God, it's shitty.
Well, that kind of is like thinking about the type of coworker that you can work with, the different, abilities, the different type of person they are. And that's kind of our next flashback was thinking about if I had any types of worst coworkers now. Because I know when we went over the last like type of worst coworkers,
So we went over bad types. What I would love to do in a future episode is, how like like my wife had one of the, these TikTok questionnaires earlier, and it goes through all these different questions. It's like, ask him all these questions.
Yeah.
And like one of them was like, do they know what your love language is?
Oh yeah.
I feel like there is a coworker language.
Yeah, there is.
Like we were just talking about, is the person that's eager to please and things like that. I would love to get into the psychology of that.
Well, and it plays hand in hand with like something I was thinking about doing some content on is something that would be controversial, I think, with everybody's spouse would be like work wife or work husband. You know what I mean? Because it's like the person, because you spend more time with your people at work than you do with your people at home, just because you're there 8 hours a day and you're not with your family 8 hours a day.
No,
you're just not. Right. And and you have somebody who you're super close with at work. That's like, and that's again, that's a touchy fucking episode. We can say that. Some people are going to be mad. Not that either of our wives have ever heard a word we've said on the podcast.
Oh, they'll listen to our shit.
But nobody does. It's fine. We have 5 people who do. But yeah, I don't necessarily. I've went over a lot of bad types of coworkers, and I know like I think something I didn't mention before was the person who thinks you like them.
Oh yeah.
Is a bad type of coworker, right? The person who thinks you're their best friend at work, right? And is fucking just like every time you get up out of your chair or like walk near them, they're beside you. How you doing? Everything going all right? Mm-hmm. How are you? And start talking to you about a topic that you don't actually care about, that they think you care about.
That's when oh man, that's crazy.
Oh, bro, fuck it, that's wild. And I'm on my phone now, like I'm just on TikTok. If you're talking to me and I pull my phone out and get on TikTok while you're talking to me, I probably don't want to talk to you. Especially because I don't even use TikTok. Oh, that was a different circumstance. That's a totally different circumstance. I think that's a different situation. I was lost in the sauce.
Speaking of sauce, man, I'm about to go destroy some more of them meatballs in there in the kitchen. It's calling my name.
We pre-gamed. We pre-gamed and Key cooked like 3 Italian meals.
I ate Italian before I came here. I feel like I want to die.
You can eat all the pasta and just die from it.
Oh, listen. One last rant before we go.
Do it.
I'm gonna get on a rant. Let me sit.
Fucking go. Oh, he's gonna sit back down.
Because my nerves.
Fucking getting real. Do you see the growth in this? How quiet that was?
Like I moved it and it didn't make no sense.
Do you remember when we first started?
Caress it and how to love it.
When we first started, we touched something and it sounded like the end of the world came.
Oh yeah, it sounded like this. It don't do that anymore now.
Why'd you do that?
It's so much better.
That's some sort of comparison.
So, daylight savings time in the workplace.
Oh,
fuck it.
Man, that's
fuck it.
So
sorry if I woke somebody up just now. I'm getting
solid,
a little
really cool throwback, really good. Is when you work night shift, which is a previous episode. It's not that long.
You're losing an hour or you're gaining an hour.
Yeah,
work.
Right.
Let me tell you that
you lose money,
sucks.
Or it goes back at 2:00, and you've worked a quarter of your shift, and you have to go back and work another hour of your fucking shift. Fuck that! It shouldn't even count.
So there's that. I wasn't here for that episode, so I'm going to add on to that.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're dead.
The company, I was dead that week. The company that I work for is based out of Arizona that does not acknowledge.
Oh, no time change.
They don't acknowledge any of it. So they sit
Did
in
you
their
know
little
that,
bubble.
Key? No time change in Arizona?
They sit in their little bubble. Nothing changes. But then we have to go through, and it's not follow theirs. It's ours. We're on this shitty fucking time keeping schedule. Is now I'm like, all right, now I'm going to have to piss off half my workforce and say, you've got to stay a late hour later to make sure that we're maintaining these queues. You know how fun that is to tell people every fucking year? It's miserable.
People are, that's my favorite, favorite manager moments is when the managers have to call you and be like, so yeah, you're going to have to stay and work extra on something you don't know anything about.
At one point, we had a 6-month schedule on and 6-month schedule off purely because of daylight savings time.
That's intense.
Where we would have people that would have to work for 6 months. They would work 12:30 to 9, and then for the rest of the year, the other half they work 11:30 to 8.
Oh, because that's fucked
to match because Arizona doesn't change.
That's so weird.
Can we get rid of this shit? I understand.
Am I crazy or did they vote it out? What the fuck happened?
It's like 2025.
It's coming, but like people are still freaking refuting this shit.
What's Key saying? What?
The somebody didn't approve it, so they had to go back.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know why?
One party did, the other didn't.
It's always probably because they're like daylight savings time on the bill or voting to do this. Right here in the small fine print, we're saving $850,000 to child prostitution in
yeah, everything's fucking
Ghana or something.
Epstein's family. It's in
So
$500,000.
there's always some fucking bullshit tied in, money going somewhere or something. But the thing is, one of the biggest things that they were fighting with on the House floor and all that was they're like, school. So now, if you abolish daylight savings, you're going to have kids sitting, waiting to get on a bus in complete, total pitch black darkness year round. They're like, it's not safe. Why is it not safe?
What's it fucking not safe about it? They're standing on the sidewalk all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Bus has headlights. It's not 1927.
If they're going to get hit, they're going to get hit.
If you that's natural selection.
If a runaway car hits a kid, you can't blame it on daylight fucking savings time. Like, stop. Fucking stop.
I didn't know that was an argument for it.
Like, yeah.
It was created for farmers, and nobody farms anymore.
Nobody farms anymore. The biggest thing, the reason it got shot down
Only in Lincoln, Nebraska.
is literally because of fucking school buses. School buses.
That seems like somewhere, like you're saying, somewhere in it, there was something that was hidden.
I think there was at one point in time, but like literally they were on the floor talking about it, saying school buses.
The only thing more that I wanted to cover about the previous episodes was the ISCAB episode.
Oh yeah,
you were here for ISCAB, right? We went over ISCAB.
If you remember ISCAB, the one that I led into, and
the strike, which is cool. That like you see, like the Drew Barrymore shit.
It's cool unless you are Drew Barrymore.
Unless you're Drew Barrymore, turns out don't fuck up like that.
Yeah, don't do that.
She was like crossed the picket line, and then they ended the strike right after that.
Oh, well, she's like 100%. I stand in solidarity with.
Yeah, but she's like, but I'm gonna start my show.
But I'm gonna start my show back up, and I'll use different riders. I'm sorry, I just have to.
And now they just fucking everybody quit and everybody left.
Got to pay for the fucking insurance on that Bentley. Jesus.
Not us. We still writing, yo. We still writing. We both working on projects outside of it. It's fun.
Well, my buddy Eric, he does. I'm gonna shout out his YouTube channel. I love it. It's punny. He calls it Positivity on Porpoise. It's a porpoise.
I got it. I'm with
it. It's great. I mean, him got a big, huge discussion the other day. He was talking about the Chucky TV series. Like, if they go to the mid-season finale, he said it was very uneventful. The show's kind of ass.
Yeah,
kind of felt like it was
kind of trash.
And now they're waiting, God knows when, until the rider strikes and everything fully dissolves and everything's good. Everybody's back.
Well, actors are striking now, right? I think actors are striking, not riders.
And that's the thing is like,
well, they striking for. They got all kinds of fucking money.
It's residuals. It's not the ones that have all kinds of money. It's the ones that don't.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. It's the residuals.
That makes sense. Yeah,
that's a lot of it. But like right now, we got a lot of good TV programming that's kind of left in the lurch right now that we're kind of waiting on.
Yeah,
like we were talking pregame. Like, I'm a huge Stranger Things fan. Like, tomorrow's Stranger Things Day. Like, if you're familiar with the show, basically a big, huge capture point in that. By the time we get that final 5th season, these kids are going to be 48 years old.
Dude, it's wild that she looks so old now.
Yeah.
And how old is she supposed to be in the show?
I mean, they're supposed to be early teens.
Well,
middle school.
To be fair,
they're not in high school yet.
To be fair, in the mid 2000s, late 2000s, all those shows like One Tree Hill and even what's the vampire show? Vampire Diaries, all that shit. All that shit is like they're all like 35, and they're supposed to be 17. Where the fuck are all the parents? Every time I watch one of those shows, I'm like, where are all the parents? Where's everybody's parents at? And
One
they're
Tree
just
Hill
camping or
like
something. That's where my parents were.
7 years of 4 years of high school. Like,
it was
7 seasons of 4 years.
I don't know, they all had jobs and shit. I was really confused about the timelines.
So my
we
wife,
get so off track.
I know we're on the whole rider strike shit. We're there. She got me into One Tree Hill. Like, I watched the first season of it. It wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, I dig it. I'm off it. I mean, it's fun.
Then it goes fucking haywire.
It is wild. Everybody dies.
There's that fucking school shooting, and there's this. And
move out of there.
It's literally like one of them falls in love with fucking Pete Wentz.
Get out of there.
And he's actually Pete Wentz. Like, Fall Out Boy's in their fucking dumbass town. And shit. I'm like, come on.
It's like Grey's Anatomy. Just get out of there. Don't work there
Well,
anymore.
it's like
Leave that
what's
town.
the other one? Yellowstone. Like, see, there you go.
There you go.
Make as much
Regress.
fucking noise as sound.
Regressing.
I'm pissed. I don't know. I'm in a mood now. So Yellowstone, on the premise, really good fucking show. In 8 episodes, we watched the first 8 episodes. Like, they've accidentally killed like 36 people.
Well, oops.
Like, I'm on board with some realism. And I know this is like kind of like I won't say white trash, but it's close. It's very close to like a white trash version of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally, I mean, it's the same dude that fucking was Sheriff Hale in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
So it's that. Now, I can get behind a bunch of people accidentally dying and shit and gang violence and everything when it's, the top 1% motorcycle club. But when it's fucking cattle farming.
Yeah. They try to capture that like Sons of Anarchy feeling in anything, even if it's horses.
It's stupid. Like, I know a lot of people that love Yellowstone. I am fucking off it. I can't get out of the first season.
Boy, Wes loves it.
He would.
Key loves it too. You love it, Key? Key loves it.
I'm sorry.
It's totally expected. It's fine.
But did anything that I just say, was any of it wrong?
No, I can see both sides.
I mean, it's
fine.
appealing because
She just likes the hot guy.
that's it.
Cowboys. She just likes
It's
cowboys.
Cowboys. It's Cowboys.
Eric King also he's gonna come back on. I'm gonna get him to come back on the what was his episode? What was he on? Swim with Sharks.
Swimmer shark. Yeah,
We
he was
talking about
our,
the sharks.
what do you call it?
The farming and he co-op and shit.
Yeah.
The farm co-op.
Yeah.
He went to Korea, I think, with that farm co-op. But he went to Korea and had a great time. So he got all kinds of good food. But I wanted to come on and talk about it because he was also miserable and hated it. So it's both things. But I think we'll have a good time talking about Korea. But that's an update on that episode.
Well, we started the episode with a retraction. Let's end it with a retraction.
Do it.
So we started with elevated chicken and me firmly still, Micah, we love you, retracting all the previous horrible things we've said.
I don't think we said that many horrible things.
I said some pretty heinous shit in that episode.
You were standing up and shit too when you were talking about that episode. You were
I told you I was just.
Monroe was shaking his head. Yeah, he knew you were fucking standing up.
I was in a hateful mood at that point in time. I'm dying for his concept that he has for his podcast or his YouTube.
Oh, I'm sorry. I followed him and shared it and shit. I'm all over
I
it.
want this shit to launch. I think it's fucking awesome. So retracting there. The other retraction, I'm going to retract for Edward. We glorified Edward who came on and he basically, we want to do shout outs. He's like, you know what? I left that fucking company. I feel so much better. That motherfucker's right back on the floor.
He went right back. He was like,
he retracted and he came back home.
couldn't find a job, pay me this much for not doing nothing.
So he's right back home with me. So all that inspiration that we got from Edward quitting, first guest we had on the show for quitting his job.
So sorry, bro.
He retracted that. He's
So
back.
sorry.
We
That's
love you,
okay.
Edward.
Love you, man. Come back on. That's fun.
I'll walk that retraction line for you so you have to come on here and do that.
Hey, great show.
It was, yeah.
Great show, everybody.
I'll start
That was fun. That was a great show. Shout out. I don't know. Keith's playing the music way too early.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
I forgot. We're gonna get way out of here. I wanna mention the patrons though. Everybody hurry up. Travis
Nobody make you
Sturgill,
quit but you.
Chris Hammonds, Charlie West, Mike Adams, and newest patron
King of retraction.
Micah. So way to make us feel super guilty, and appreciate you tuning in. Everybody follow us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. If you follow us on TikTok, also follow Big Old Noggin on TikTok because he's there too, and you can find him through our page, and it'll be super easy to find. Find us on everything. Follow us, like, share, comment, send us an email. Fucking please something. Communicate with us. Fucking do something. Anybody got anything else?
You can hit that music.
You can hit the music now, Key.
Hit it, Key. Hit it, Key.
Remember, ain't nobody stopping you from quitting your job but you.
God, the saltiness.
It was
On that
hot.
face
Yeah,
right
she's
there.
fucking full blast.